Well, it's the first day of the second week of the LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by FBI with coverage brought to you, as I said, by Alienware. Don't know why I'm saying it twice. Clearly, I'm been doing a lot of these over the last couple of weeks. FBI, so good to talk to you again. We were just chatting. We haven't had a chance to talk since I think we were both part of that shoot for the hype video last year.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been a while. Nice to talk to you again.
Yes. Well, hey, actually, I might have asked you this that day, but I forget if I have. Did you ever have a chance to go back home? And I mean, I know for the pandemic, it's been hard for some people to travel home.
No, actually, I have not, and it's pretty sad. I am a bit homesick, but hopefully at the end of this year.
Yeah, I mean, how long has it been since you were last home?
I think it's been like a year and a half now.
Oh man,
So that's pretty long for me. But
yeah, no kidding. Especially knowing that you have to wait longer. Is there anything in particular that you miss?
mostly just family and friends, honestly. But I do prefer Australia as a country of America. Sorry, but
What? Well, that's how we're
that's
starting
just
off this interview. Is you? No, I'm just kidding. I get it. Well, anyway, so talk to me a little bit about how things are working out with 100 Thieves now that the four of you guys have come over and you've integrated someday. Do you feel like it's cohesive and now everything's flowing the way it should be, or do you think there's still work to be done?
I would say there's always still work to be done. I think it's uh, it's it's not as easy as like four people and then you just integrate one person. I think you kind of have to change a lot of your team play style, and we've been working a lot on that and trying to figure out the kind of style that works best for us. But I would say overall, it's we've been making pretty good progress, and hopefully we can do better in the future.
Yeah, can you talk to me a little bit about some of those stylistic differences? You said because you said you're trying to figure out the style, so I don't know if there's changes from last year to this year or how you're managing that.
Not so much changes, but I think last year we were a pretty bot centric team, and this year it's kind of the same. But I think Sunday is like a really exceptional player, so obviously we want to play around both top and bot and be as not one dimensional as possible. So we've been working hard on that, and I think Sunday is just honestly a great player. Like he can play both styles really well. So it hasn't been the easiest, I'd say, but we've been making a lot of progress.
Where are the holdups? Is it just sort of like where closer spends his time, or where you guys are prioritizing? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just about like sometimes in the draft you'll have both bot and top they can play towards, and it's about figuring out which lane to play towards is better. But I would say that we can play like both strong side top, strong side bot, and honestly, I think Tana has been really good on control mages too. So I think we're pretty good at the moment.
Yeah. Well, it's several weeks into. It's only the second week into the LCS, but it's several weeks into play for this year. And I'm kind of curious, where would you rank 100 Thieves now that I feel like teams are starting to kind of get a sense of where they are?
Well, I'm obviously going to put us as the number one team. Of course, it's easy to say, but we can prove it this week, actually, in the next two games against C9 and TL, and I'm pretty sure we will, so tune in for that.
Well, by the time this interview's out, both those games will have happened. So you will either look amazing or you'll look incredibly cocky, and people are like, I can't believe that this guy did this.
Well, I hope it's not the latter.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing I wanted to do this week in a lot of my interviews is sort of give a chance for some of you to talk a little bit more of the things outside of the game, your interests outside of the game, because it's dawned on me a little bit that a lot of fans, I think, don't know as much about all of you as they could. So I'm kind of curious, what do you do besides League of Legends? I know there's most pro players have like one or two things, if anything, but I'm curious, like anime or other games or what?
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of MMA. I like watching the UFC a lot. Anime too, but I'm pretty happy when there's like a UFC show coming up, and I like to watch it. Me, Closer, like kind of everyone. Not everyone. Me, Closer, DeMonty, kind of like UFC, so we kind of watch it together, and that's pretty enjoyable.
Are you guys all like chilling at the Cash App compound, or are you like watching on Discord or whatever?
Well, I live with Closer, so we kind of just watch it together on the couch on the television, and it's pretty relaxing. I'm a big fan of MMA, so yeah.
Have there been? So I don't follow MMA, which I know it's like people who follow MMA are really into MMA. So perhaps I'm going to get people disappointed in me for that. But has there been any great stories or any interesting things that you've been watching as part of the MMA world recently?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if you don't watch MMA, you know Conor McGregor, right?
Yes, I'm aware of. So He's like, he trash talks and is kind of has like a loud mouth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He recently got knocked out by someone he beat in the past, and that was pretty big in the MMA world, I would say.
Okay.
So you should get into it. I would say it's pretty fun to watch.
I mean, I've tried to watch it. I think I prefer watching video games to a lot of the crazy action that happens in MMA. But I mean, how did you end up getting into it?
I got into it, I think, in my last year of high school. Conor McGregor was really big at the time, and I just watched a couple of his clips. He's a really charismatic dude, so he makes you want to tune in, and then I kind of just started liking the sport from there.
Do you ever find parallels between the MMA world and the League of Legends world?
No,
No.
no. I would say their world is a lot more taxing.
Well, I mean, I get it from like the physical aspect of it, but I just mean like the storylines or the personalities or anything like that. Like, I don't know if you're like, oh man, I wish LCS had like a Conor McGregor who just said like crazy stuff and went in on people or something. I don't know.
That would be pretty cool, and I think that person would become a common enemy. You could say that Fudge is kind of trying to adopt a Conor McGregor style.
Yeah.
It hasn't been too successful for him so far, but I'm kind of glad to see it, honestly.
Yes. Is there any fighter in the UFC world, or sorry, in the MMA world that you would compare yourself to?
Nah, man, they're throwing fists. I'm just playing video games.
But people, okay, yes, there's a difference in what you guys are doing, but in terms of personality or in terms of approach, like I don't know if there are MMA fighters who are like very thoughtful in their approach, and you're like, oh, I really like the way that this person approaches it, or I don't know. I'm trying to not turn this into one of those like old school like which MMA fighter are you personality test, but I don't know. It's just if there's anybody in particular you look up to or that you are like, you find inspiration for, even if you work in a different field.
Yeah, I think one of the fighters I look up to would probably be Robert Whittaker. He's actually an Australian MMA fighter, and he was the former champ. He's a really humble, hardworking dude, so there's a lot to like about him.
Nice. Okay, so you've got MMA. Is there you watch some anime? I don't know are you really into anime? Would you describe yourself as a weeb?
I would not.
Okay.
But I don't have anything against weebs. I do like to enjoy some anime in my spare time. I've watched a fair few. So
are there any that you're watching right now?
No.
Okay. Well, anything else that you do to unwind or anything? I don't know. Do you play other games?
Yeah. I play Dead by Daylight with my teammates sometimes at night after some solo queue, and that's pretty relaxing.
That's cool. I mean, do you I obviously kind of an obvious answer to this, but do you think that stuff helps you a lot, like playing these other games with friends? Because I think some people would probably be like, I've just spent so much time with these people, I would like to go do anything with anybody else or just sit by myself. But it's cool that you guys all continue to hang out.
Yeah, I think for sure it helps. I think being a team and being good friends with each other is really valuable. You can become really open with each other, give criticism without anyone being a bitch about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say it's pretty helpful.
Very good. Well, hey, I appreciate this. Again, a bit of a different interview this week, but I just kind of want to give people a chance to learn a little bit more about you guys and your passions. Is there anything that you want to say to any of the 100 Thieves fans out there?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for supporting us. We've had a pretty rocky start, even though we're 4-0, but I think we've started to turn it around, and hopefully we take out C9TL this week and become the top dog.
Very good. Well, hey, thank you again for the interview, and for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channal. Hey, Alienware lets me say whatever I want in these, and so one of the things I've been talking about in my outros, just go hit up a pro player that you're a fan of or somebody in the space that does something cool, and let them know that you appreciate them. Maybe just tweet at them or show up in their Twitch chat or say something on Instagram or whatever. That stuff goes a long way. And I can say something like this because Alienware gives me such free reign in my outros that I don't think that they'd have an issue with me kind of shouting this out. So if you want to check out their products, and they sponsor everything I do here, you can check out the link in the description. But again, check it out. Go do something cool on their site, and then go find a pro player or somebody in the space that you think is doing some cool stuff and let them know that you like what they do, and give them a shout out.